Welcome to the Free Artists Network proposal presentation. My name is Krisha Moeller and I am the founder of the Free Artists Network, also known as FAN. FAN is a portfolio hosting website that offers free services for art teachers and art students that modernize the field of art education, making art lessons more relevant to industry standard skills and making content easier to access for a broader range of students. The website assists art educators in organizing course content for their art classes and allows them to share their lessons with other teachers and art students worldwide. In short, the Free Artists Network will revolutionize and modernize art education in the United States and eventually the world by making art education consistently up-to-date and connected to art careers, making the content of art lessons easier to access for all types of students, providing students with more control over, options, and support in their art education both in and outside of school, and standardizing, streamlining, and modernizing the arts-based lessons developed by educators. This video will be guiding you through an overview of these services and the overall significance of the impact of the FAN project on arts education in the U.S. We hope that you choose to become a part of the FAN project and a benefactor to the embetterment of art education in the United States and eventually the world. What is FAN and how does it work? FAN will allow art educators from numerous domains, including design, fine art, film, music, and literature, to easily set up customized web pages for their art classes, much like this one. The site will also include easy-to-use online tools that will help art teachers set up and organize their art courses and arts-based lessons through a digital format. Lessons can be streamed to students through live video or audio feeds, automatically recorded, and stored in an archive for students to view later. Teachers can also upload their own video lessons, podcasts, written tutorials, and other accompanying lesson materials to each online lesson. Closed captions can be added to lessons for students that may be hard of hearing, and FAN will be working with Google technology to offer students the ability to translate lesson information, including assignment directions, into any language of their choice. Other services include lesson chat rooms and course forums for class discussions, and the ability for students to turn in assignments and quizzes to their teachers online. Students can also submit their artwork and creative projects to their art teachers through the website, and their work will be showcased within a shared gallery of student artwork from that course. Lastly, teachers can easily leave rubric grades on each student's work in the gallery, and other students can also comment to leave critiques of one another's work. Courses and individual lessons can be made available to students worldwide through an online database that students can use to search for art lessons and full courses that match their artistic interests, ability levels, and learning needs. Educators can make their art courses and lessons available to students for free or for a fee for the teacher. Students can choose to complete recorded lessons on their own, or they can opt to join live streaming lessons from educators with a teacher-student chat room if they feel they need more direct support from an art teacher. Other art educators can use this database to find new lessons to share with their students or to use as a resource to better teach their students across a broad range of interests and needs. Creative studios, industry professionals, and software developers can also use the website's tools to create and contribute their own lessons to the online database to help students, new studio hires, and career artists learn industry-relevant skills and stay up to date with new versions of creative software. Finally, students who enroll in the site will be provided with an easy-to-set-up, customizable portfolio web page where they can showcase all their work from cumulative lessons. By the time students graduate, they will have a personalized online portfolio to show to colleges or clients. Each portfolio page includes a bio section where students can post information about their other qualifications that colleges or clients may be interested in. As shown previously, students can submit work to their teachers through their teacher's course page, and all artwork submitted to the teacher will automatically display in the shared class gallery on that page. However, if the user were to instead view the same artwork from that student's portfolio page, it would appear to be styled in the same way as the rest of the student's portfolio page. Student portfolio pages can be utilized for many forms of media, including artwork, music, film, and literature. This is a sample of a student musician's page. Here's a sample of a student writer's portfolio page. In place of a traditional media gallery, Literature submissions are displayed similar to a blog. Viewers can read literature written by students from their portfolio pages, or they can download chapters and save them to read later. Students can have multiple gallery tabs to organize various types of media on their portfolio pages. For instance, a filmmaker can set their video gallery tab to display on the front page, but can also host a literature gallery tab to showcase screenplays that they have worked on. Lastly, in addition to their teachers, students can also follow other students on the site, similar to Facebook or YouTube. This system allows students to be notified of any shared lessons or new updates to the portfolios of their classmates, and any new lessons or course information posted by their teachers. It is important for students to begin networking amongst their classmates early on, since these friendships can provide them with job connections following graduation. Who benefits from FAN? Allow me to introduce you to the FAN network. Art teachers. FAN offers art educators easy-to-use, free tools that allow them to set up and organize personalized professional web pages for their art courses. Courses and lesson templates are offered in a digital format that allows art teachers to easily organize information and other materials related to each lesson, including videos, podcasts, written tutorials, downloadable files, links, discussion topics, online quizzes, class chat rooms, project information, assignment directions, rubrics, state content standards if applicable, and albums for files and artwork submitted by students. All artwork and artistic media submitted to teachers by students will automatically display on the front end of the teacher's course page in a shared gallery of student work, so that educators can share their students' work with others. Teachers can stream their video or audio lessons in live time, or they can privately record their lessons for students to access later. Once set up, each individual lesson can be accessed and independently completed by students enrolled in that teacher's course, or if it is a public lesson, by students and other art educators who can locate the lesson by searching for it in the public database of art lessons. Teachers can share their lessons with other art educators and can locate art lessons from other teachers to share with their students. Teachers can make their lessons publicly available for free, or they can charge a fee for each lesson. Art students. Art students from various backgrounds, including design, film, music, fine art, and literature, will be able to freely search for individual art lessons and full courses that best meet their particular interests and artistic styles and their ability levels. Lessons will be contributed by trained art educators, industry professionals, and studios, providing students with both the educational supports they need and the modern content most relevant to the rapidly changing industry they desire. Students will also be provided with easy-to-set-up, personalized, professional-looking online portfolios to promote their work to colleges and clients. Special needs and ESL students. Studies have shown that students with English language struggles and other special learning considerations do well with a greater amount of educational options in differentiated instruction. Students will have the option of selecting lessons that suit their ability level and that deliver content using the type of media they most prefer to learn in, such as video lessons, audio podcasts, and written tutorials, or a mixture of these. Video lessons can be particularly beneficial to students with learning difficulties and students who are not yet proficient in English, as the content is delivered through a more visual modality. Such lessons can be rewound for students struggling with attention control or memory. Studios and professionals. In the constantly and rapidly changing field of art, one never stops being a student. It takes regular learning to stay ahead of the curve and to be consistently up to date with industry trends and the newest versions of creative software. Rather than having to go back to school or to rely on their employers for this training, career artists can use the Free Artists Network to take control of their own education and to provide themselves with the necessary training resources to remain hireable in the advancing industry. Artists can also utilize the lessons and courses they find through FAN to reinvent themselves and their styles at any time in their careers. Many studios often have to donate time, effort, and finances to on-the-job training for their new artistic talents, particularly those who are recent graduates. FAN's database of searchable art lessons serves as a training resource that new hires can use to independently prepare themselves for work at any particular studio. This is also useful for experienced creative talent in the event that the studio they are employed for must suddenly change their processes or switch to a newer version of software. Studios need only direct their creative employees to lessons or full courses on the Free Artists Network without having to spend any time or effort to personally train these individuals. Studios can also contribute their own recorded media lessons to the database of courses to store for all their future hires. Because they are allowed to contribute art lessons to the database, studios and other industry professionals are able to donate their knowledge and expertise of industry skills to art educators and art students, thus providing the field of art education with more industry-relevant lessons. Background and history. Why is FAN needed? FAN was developed by Christian Moeller, myself, a credentialed art educator and ex-industry professional who currently teaches 11th grade digital art in the Los Angeles area. The idea for FAN came from my personal experiences as an art student, a career artist, and an art educator, and from input from numerous other industry professionals and art teachers from various institutions, ranging from elementary school to four-year universities. I became concerned that art courses offered through most schools, due to classroom time limits and unfortunately common lack of state funding, cannot offer enough course or content options to artistic students to best fulfill their creative interests. Hired to teach digital art courses to 11th graders, I discovered that, while numerous artistic students enjoyed the subject, many others possess interests in significantly different types of art than that taught in the curriculum, including photography, film, music, fashion design, animation, street art, fine art, and sculpture. Similarly, even those that enjoyed the subject often varied in their taste and artistic style. I had students that preferred digitally painting figures, landscapes, realism, abstract works, and cartoons and anime. Unfortunately, as many other art teachers also revealed to me, it is near to impossible for art educators, with their own focused skills in art styles and types, to expertly teach to all these broad range of varying interests within one course. As a result, art students, especially those in smaller schools, often have their art education limited by the focused subjects and styles of their teachers. Due to the difficulties presented to art educators in meeting the broad range of their students' creative interests, I became further concerned that students wishing to pursue a career in the creative fields were not receiving an education that best prepares them for career success in the various fields of art. This can be further complicated by educators like myself who have left their careers in the rapidly changing field of art and media in order to teach, and who then have the potential to fall somewhat behind in their knowledge of modern industry trends and their ability to consistently teach these trends after so many years. Another disadvantage for students seeking a career in creative fields is the often disorganized and overwhelming task of developing professional, personal online portfolios of their work. The struggle to stay up to date with constantly changing industry trends is not only a challenge for art educators and art students, but a challenge even for career artists working in the field. For instance, a friend of mine, John Cataldi, has been an animation timing director for many years, only to now face changes in the industry that threaten his position. For most of his career, timing directors and storyboard artists held different positions and different responsibilities. However, timing directors are now being phased out of the industry and their duties are being transferred to storyboard artists. Numerous studios now also expect these artists to be fluent in the most recent version of the program, Storyboard Pro. In order to continue to receive work in the industry, John has found that he has to quickly learn the ins and outs of being a storyboard artist in addition to being a timing director, and he also has to become fluent in Storyboard Pro. Many of these skills he has had to teach himself, but with limited resources and great difficulty. Furthermore, I have found my classroom filled with a broad range of artistic talent levels. Some artistically gifted students feel limited by the curriculum, whereas other students struggle to keep up at even the most basic skill levels. Although I have made numerous attempts at differentiating parts of my lessons and class projects, I do not feel my efforts have been as educationally effective as offering my students direct instruction at each different skill level, a difficult challenge to face when confronted with limited time and resources. As a result of these challenges, many students do not get the option to learn a style or type of art they most enjoy, and those who do not receive instruction best suited to their skill level can become disengaged with the subject of art altogether. This disengagement concerns me especially in regard to my students who possess special needs or who struggle with the English language, for the subject of art can otherwise provide an educational haven to creatively gifted students who struggle in other academic areas due to such challenges. In my attempt to address these challenges, I have developed a comprehensive course website for myself and have begun filming a variety of lessons that take into consideration the different ability levels of my students. I have uploaded these various lessons to my website and, during class, have given each of my students the option of picking one of the recorded lessons to follow. I have discovered significant benefits almost immediately. My gifted students are able to choose more advanced lessons and can follow them at the same time that my struggling students can follow along with more basic lessons, without limited class time being an issue. I have also observed students with attention deficit disorders and memory struggles taking advantage of the rewindable nature of the video and audio lessons, an advantage they do not have with live lectures. Students with English language difficulties seem to prefer the visual qualities of the video lessons, and gifted students seemed attracted to the written lessons, which offered them more detailed information. Allowing students to work on lessons independently also gave them the opportunity to learn at their own pace, without having to worry about either waiting for or catching up with the rest of the class, something both gifted and struggling students appear to greatly appreciate. Since the beginning of the semester, these special needs students made the greatest strides in comparison with their work quality. And because of these encouraging results, I began working both with closed caption systems and with Google Translate technology to further these effects. Unfortunately, while I could use such a system to personally address the special needs and ability levels of my students, I still felt stumped by the challenge of addressing the broad range of individual creative interests. I could teach numerous artistic subjects, but I knew there were many domains that I, like most art educators, could not do as much justice to due to my own focused interest in artistic subjects. For instance, while I was confident in my ability to teach industry-relevant graphic design skills to my students, having worked as a graphic designer prior to becoming an educator, I was not sure how to best teach industry-relevant skills to those of my students that expressed an interest in oil painting when I had no career experience in that field myself. I experimented with having these students locate video tutorials in these subjects from other websites, like YouTube and Khan Academy. However, as sites like YouTube are not intended for lessons, they can be disorganized and overwhelming for students. Because the developers of such online tutorials are typically not trained educators, the lessons often lack other educational supports, such as work assessments and clear rubrics. In contrast, most educational sites are not best suited for the graphic nature of art lessons and often are limited in options. They also lack other features important to art education, like web portfolios for student artists. Therefore, I began developing plans for the Free Artist Network. My aim in creating FAN has been to provide a service that meets the following goals. 1. Establishing a database of art lessons and courses developed by both art educators and industry professionals to share with art teachers and students nationwide. 2. Providing students with a large number of educational options that serve their interests in art types and styles, ability levels, pace, favored learning media, and other special learning considerations. 3. Creating a resource where studios and industry professionals can share lessons with educators and students, and where studios have a means of ensuring that their incoming talent is well prepared to work with little on-the-job training. And 4. Offering online portfolio building solutions geared towards student artists. This completes the introduction and network overview for the Free Artist Network. I hope this presentation has been helpful in understanding what our network is about. I would like to thank you for your patience and consideration of becoming a sponsor for our project. In this segment of the presentation, I shall be addressing information that may be important to potential benefactors and sponsors of the Free Artist Network. This includes FAN's potential for growth and the user demographics of the website. As mentioned previously, all of FAN's services shall always remain free for art teachers and their students. Students must sign up for a free account, complete with their own online portfolio, in order to access their teacher's courses. Each educator typically teaches around 150 students per semester, and as a result, any art educator that registers for our free services has the potential to bring in around 150 new art students to the site every semester for as long as that teacher utilizes their course page. FAN will be promoted through a number of organizations that are connected to over 23,000 art educators within the U.S., As mentioned previously, the amount of art students that we bring into the website is multiplied by the number of teachers that sign up for the site. With translation services for art lessons made available through Google Translate technology, FAN has great potential to expand overseas in the immediate future so as to connect art education between art educators and art students worldwide. With its potentially endless user base of incoming art students and their teachers, FAN will hence be most appealing to sponsors that are interested in targeting a large demographic of both youthful and creative users and those with a career in the arts and arts-based education. The Free Artists Network is seeking an exclusive list of founding sponsors and benefactors for the network at this time. All sponsors shall receive a formal letter of gratitude from FAN explaining how their contribution benefited arts education in the U.S. Depending on their contribution, sponsors may also receive special FAN products for benefactors. FAN will begin incorporating optional subscription-based Premiere services for users at a later date, and certain benefactors shall be provided with an endless subscription to a Premiere level account at that time, which shall allow them to access all these special features for free. The names of our primary benefactors shall be permanently engraved on the list of founding sponsors for the Free Artists Network located on the website. Should our primary benefactors be affiliated with another endeavor that they would like to be promoted to the youthful and creative user base on our site, FAN shall also run advertisements for these sponsors on our homepage. This concludes the information segment for benefactors and sponsors. We hope you consider becoming a contributor for the Free Artists Network to support our efforts to improve art education worldwide.
Hello, my name is Donde Dean. I am an 11th grader at Da Vinci Design High School, and I was asked to talk about my opinions on the importance of having a portfolio that you can use to enter into colleges and that would really look good in a college, application. Personally, for me, it's really important because my career goal is to become an artist, a children's book illustrator. And the art world can be kind of scary when it comes to putting together a really good portfolio. And for a while I've been thinking, well, should I have like my portfolio on somewhere like DeviantArt, but maybe that's a little too informal? Should I have it like on a blog, but I'm not sure if that's informal as well? So I really think that having it on a place like Free Artists Network that is specifically geared towards artists that are, trying to put together a portfolio and not just drawing, for fun or for their friends, I think that would be a good experience. And just being able to have all my work in one place where I can modify and choose what I do and don't show and receive critiques, I think that'd be super helpful because, sometimes you believe that your art is the art that you have out there is your strongest stuff, but other people might have other opinions, and even industry people might stop by and critique your work and just tell you what may or may not be good about it or what you should or shouldn't have in your online portfolio. I think that a place like Free Artists Network and its ability to kind of connect me with other teachers and other students that are doing art is something that's really powerful. It's different than a blog or a forum because in a forum just anyone can pop in and you don't really know who's who. Like, are you an aficionado? Are you actually a professional? Or are you just, my friend and you just want to see what the kind of art I've come up with? But being able to connect with other people, say someone in Texas wants to become an illustrator as well, and they have tips and tricks to share, then it's really great that I can connect with them. And other art teachers, like an art teacher from New Jersey, can give me feedback, and I'll just have a strong relationship with them too. And then lastly, I think it is so neat that you can have art lessons from different people. I mean, sure, you can like go on YouTube and search up speed paint art tutorial, but it's not really categorized in a way that's conducive to actually learning things. It's just, you know, YouTube. But if you had all the lessons like kind of consolidated in one place, where you can go through like filters and by artist, by type of art, just anything, I think would be really helpful. And for me, it's something important because I know that to become an illustrator, you have to be strong in not only, you know, color theory maybe, or simplifying objects for children, but you also have to be really strong in foundation drawings, like figure drawing, life drawing, and so it would be great to be able to sort through those, and I can really identify the places that I need to improve and watch lessons that are tailored to me. So thank you for your time.
Hello everyone, this is Professor Larry Ovia with Cal State Northridge. I am in charge of the student teacher program for art single subject here, and I'm on today to talk to you about some of the things that I feel are important for teachers and prospective teachers to know. We're always looking for new ideas. We're always looking for ways of improving the learning scale and skills of the children that we are working with. Many times we come up with the same old, and many times this is not what the young people are looking for, and they become disillusioned with the arts program. So what we need to do is to be on the cutting edge, be sharp, be quick, and get the idea out to the young people to be able to take the next step forward. Many times we encounter young people who are probably as knowledgeable in electronics as we are, or even more so. And so that becomes a point of being able to continue the learning curve from an adult teacher's standpoint. Many times we fall into a routine and we leave it at that, and that isn't where the young people are. So we have to be cognizant and aware of what is walking through the door of our classroom, and have something ready that is going to be challenging to them, and that they will want to continue their own training with you or with the other educators at the school side. With this, I think that the program that is being offered has many facets that would be very useful to a teacher building a unit of study, or also if it's a substitute coming in that would need to pick up on a quick lesson for the young people so that there is continued learning. This is an outstanding way of making a presentation to anyone that would go online to use the service. Thank you very much.
my name is Caitlin Cheney. I'm the inclusion specialist at Da Vinci Design High School in Hawthorne, California. And I believe the Free Artist Network would be great for my students who have learning disabilities and also the English language learner students, because they often excel at art. They love art classes, but they struggle a little bit with the attention during the lesson or retention of the lesson later on. So the Free Artist Network offers a great program for them to go back and look at the lesson in the way that they learn best. There's different modalities. If they're a visual learner, they can watch the videos or they can read the lesson. If they're an English language learner, they can take that lesson that's written and have it translated so they can compare what they've heard in class and still practice their English, but learn it again in the language that they're comfortable with. And it's also, there's going to be the option for closed captioning, which is great for our hard of hearing students or our students who just like to kind of have that extra visual to go along with what they're seeing. I just think it will be a great benefit for my students to go above and beyond in their artwork.
I'm Bill DeBold. I teach digital imaging at Cleveland High School in Reseda, California. I have taught English learners. I've had an English and EL class, well, all of last year, and I had 7 different languages in my class, if you can imagine. And it's a digital imaging class, so how do we get these kids to learn something as complex as these Photoshop programs, you know, these digital imaging and animation programs? And the answer is simply it's easy because they're visual. And whereas they may not understand written instructions or sometimes even oral instructions, visually, when you're demonstrating things visually, they do understand. And I saw it work in my class because everything I do is visual. Now I make visual presentations and I also had handouts and things like that. But when it came to taking a test or something written, well, they couldn't do it. And yet their work product was excellent. In most cases it was fantastic because they really were artistic, these kids. They had so much to say and they had a hard time expressing it in language, but they could express it in their art. And that was very rewarding both for them and me, and they gave them a lot of self-confidence. And I actually grew to care about them sometimes more than my other students because of so much they were struggling through, and yet they just seemed to be so engaged in this class. Even when I gave them written things to do, they didn't do as well, but they really worked at it. They really tried because they were engaged in learning, and the visual engaged them in learning. So how does that work with this, with the new idea, this Free Artists Network? I think if teachers can share their lessons, like I could share my lessons with other teachers, you know, it will help all of us to help kids who have these barriers to learning to break through those, because it's visual. And if we can share that online, I think that would work terrific. That's why this site that makes the connection between teachers and students and the community could be so valuable.
My name is Sheila Sofian. I'm an associate professor of animation at USC, and I'm also an independent filmmaker. And I wanted to talk to you about the opportunities that the FAN website offers for filmmakers and animators. If you are somebody who is just graduating from school or somebody who's mid-career, one thing you realize as an animator is that there's so many different varieties of software that you're required to learn, whether it be Toon Boom or Flash or Maya or Premiere or Final Cut Pro, Audition, etc. And so not only do you have to learn so many different varieties of software, you're also required to stay in touch with the new versions as they keep improving on the software. So this site will allow you to go to different tutorials and then stay current with the software. And not only that, this is beneficial for studios who want their incoming hires to already know the technology and not have to train them on site. So somebody could be a very talented artist, but they just need to gain some skills. And the FAN website allows them to do that. So it's a great alternative for people in that position as well. So not only people graduating from school and mid-career artists, but also for studios looking to hire somebody that's already trained and versatile in the software.
Okay, you know what, does he go to science? Yeah, I think he goes to science, and you're calling design, so I'm gonna go ahead and transfer you over to that.
Hi, my name is Colleen O'Boyle. I'm principal of Da Vinci Design, a high school in Hawthorne, California. That is college preparatory but also design oriented. And I'm here today to talk to you about the Free Artist Network and why I think it's a great tool and very important in the design world. Throughout history, societies have defined themselves through their art. And when we experience art, we also gain insight in terms of what was going on politically, socially, as well as emotionally. I think the FAN network provides that portal or the accessibility for the students to gain access to what's going on in the industry, to expose and share their own artwork with individuals outside of their internal community. And also provide a little bit of the social networking viral components that have made social media very, very popular and contagious. I think the FAN network is a great medium to not only keep students abreast of what's going on, but also to help them refine their portfolios. In the classroom in high school, there's a limited amount of time and minutes in each class period, and what FAN does is it allows students to refer back to maybe online lessons or to gain insight in terms of particular art that's being made maybe across the country, and to learn from that, similar to taking a field trip to a museum. But with FAN, it's right at your fingertips. So I think it's wonderful.